Hi, y'all. Take two. I don't know what happened. I was doing the live and it said it stopped working and then never published it. It just said, I don't know what happened. I wanted to see if I could, thought you could also choose. I guess not. I thought you could choose. Anyway, don't worry about it. So welcome. It is 90 days out. 90 days out till the end of 2019. Like raise your hand. Wasn't it just the new year? Like crazy. I can't believe September's gone. I had all these plans for September and they didn't happen. And here we are, October. Here in Texas, it feels like July. But it's supposed to be, weather season, cozy season, cups of warm chai and pumpkin spice everything. And it's October 1st. With Halloween and Thanksgiving and Hanukkah and Christmas coming up so quickly, like the next 90 days is gonna fly by. But there's so much that can happen. Like think about it. You can go buy a lottery ticket and in a day you could be a millionaire, right? Anything can happen in the blink of an eye, right? So 90 days isn't, oh, I only have 90 days left. It is like you have 90 whole days left to make it happen. And I think we think our dreams are like really big because they can seem really big, but we forget that we actually are moving closer to them as long as we're taking consistent action. And so let me tell you a little bit about the quarterly goal setting roadmap. And I've done a few from other people. So when I was an event planner, that's how you had to plan things out, right? You knew you had an event in May of next year, and you had to do so many things, specific months, like specific months out, like weddings, how many of you are married? I'm not. I don't know why I raised my hand. I'm not. But like when you're married and you have to write your invitations out, right? You send them out 5 weeks in advance. But you have to know the guest list first, right? So you have to gather the guest list from both sides of the family. Same thing with event planning, right? I needed to get everybody's guest list together. I need to know who we're inviting. When do we have to send this email? When do we have to send this? When do we have to secure the venue? When do we need this? And there were certain months that had to be done in order to, one, find a venue that was available, find the flowers, get the committee together, whatever it was that we were putting together. And I used to have an Excel spreadsheet, and it was actually pre-populated with how many weeks out per task, so that whatever event I was working on, I could just pop in at the top the date of the event, and it would pre-populate like the rest of the dates. Like, so X amount, 120 days out, it already was, the invitations or whatever. And so that's how I learned how to schedule my time and plan for things, because as you said, the guest list, then you send out the invitation. You can't send out the invitation as a guest list. The guest list may take a while to put together. The same thing with your goals and dreams, right? You may want a totally new career. You may want to go back to school to be something else, right? Well, you can't just go to school tomorrow, right? You have to find out, hey, when does the school start? How much is it? Because I got to save up for it. When would I have to quit my job? Do I have to quit my job? Do I have to get a part-time job while I'm in school? And all of that takes time, right? You're not going to just one day wake up and be like, all right, I'm going to school. Like, no, it might not start for 3 months. Well, what are you going to do in those 3 months to save up or to find a part-time job so you can quit your current job or whatever those details are? It all takes time, but every little step you take leads you to where you want to go. So this quarterly goal setting planning method is all about, this is what I want my life to look like. This is what my life looks like now. And that's a long way. Well, what do I need? All right, if I know that's my 5-year goal, which we're going to talk about our 5 and 10-year goals, what do I want to happen in the next year? Right? So in a year, I want to be here. I want to be in a different city, in a, different job, starting a business, back to school, whatever it is. I want to have my manuscript done, whatever it is, right? And then you have to go backwards. But even a yearly goal can be daunting, right? Because you're just kind of like, okay, you want to write a book. Like if you don't have a plan to get there, right? It's just going to keep being, I want to write a book. But if you say, okay, I need to I need to find a publisher or an agent. I need to write 10,000 words a day, and I need to start this day, and then I have to take into account editing, and I have to do whatever. Then you know, okay, today I just have to write 10,000 words. Like, this is it. Tomorrow I just have to write 10,000 words. The next day I need to research these things. And so it just becomes this big goal of yours for the year becomes, okay, in the next 3 months I have to finish the manuscript because it needs to go to the blah, blah, blah by whatever. And so then you set, okay, this month I need to do this, hit this milestone. This month I need to hit this milestone. This month I need to hit this milestone. So in that quarter, you know exactly what you need to do per day to get to that quarterly goal that's going to eventually get you to the next quarter, and then to your yearly goal. So that's how this is all like mapped out. It's called a map because it's like a GPS, right? You can't just like turn on Google Maps and be like, all right, what turn do I make next? Like, Google has no idea where you're going, right? And the more specific you are, the more, Google Maps knows. So if you say, I want to quit my job in 3 months and have enrolled in school, right? Like, that's specific. Like, in 3 months you want to quit your job. Like, that's a specific date. And then you work out backwards. How do you need to get there? Do you need to find a new job? Like, what do you need to do to hustle to get to that goal? Same thing with Google Maps, right? It's not going to tell you. You can't be just like, I want to go to Mary's house. I don't have any idea who Mary is. So you have to be specific on, I want to go to this address in this zip code, right? And that's going to find you the best direct route that with as little obstacles as possible. So that's why it's called the roadmap, because it really is like a roadmap. So today was all about your vision. And so I think we all know what we want, but how often, and we should be doing this like daily or weekly, writing out what do we want our life to look like? Like, just that idea that in 5-10 years, I want to be feeling this. I want this much money in the bank. I don't want these things to bog me down anymore. I want to be more confident. I want to whatever. And even I was writing out mine, and I was talking about how like I love my life. Like, at the end of everything I want in the 5-10 years, at the end, I was like, I love my life. That's what I'm feeling at the end of 5-10 years. Not that I don't love my life now, but I'm just so happy. And then breaking it down to your ideal day. And I think we underestimate what we want our ideal day to look like. But my ideal day is how I got to figure out I wanted to be a coach, and what kind of business I wanted to build, because I didn't know what I wanted to do when I was in my 9-to-5 job. Like, most of the time I just knew I didn't want to sit in traffic. I didn't want to sit in a cubicle or a dark office. I didn't want to have to be somewhere from 9 to 5 and not be able to control my schedule. I wanted to wear yoga pants every day like I'm wearing now. And so all I knew was that I wanted to wake up at like 7, which is like my sweet morning hour. Like, that's like I am at my best if I wake up at 7. I want to have my cup of tea, go sit outside, watch the sunrise, sit in the quiet. I love that. I didn't have a dog when I was dreaming this up at the time. I wanted my dog by my side. I wanted to do yoga and work out and journal and just have this calm morning. And I knew I wanted to sit in my home office and have clients. Like, I didn't know I wanted to be a coach yet. I just knew I wanted to do something at home, go to coffee shops and work. I just knew those things. And then I would like have lunch with a friend, and then I'd work a little bit more, but then I'd be done by 6:30. And then the 6:30 on, I'd be dating whoever I was dating, have a great dinner, whatever, seeing friends. That's what I held on to. And it was about a year ago or a year and a half ago, I woke up going, oh my God, I have that life I dreamed up every single day. So don't underestimate you reliving it in your head over and over and over again. But you have to it's not just, I know what I want. It is actually visualizing, writing it out, knowing, picture it. Practice it on weekends. That's what I used to do. On weekends, I'd pretend when I wasn't working, I would wake up leisurely at 7 and just do what I wanted my life to be. And then And another most important is, how do you want to feel, right? We do these like, oh, I did a vision board, or I know what I want, but sit in the feeling. Like I wrote down on mine, I feel amazing. I feel loved. I feel needed. I feel successful, full of happiness, and I'm calm. I'm confident. I'm at peace. Like that, knowing that, right? Um, knowing what that feels like and visualizing it and feeling it, it embeds itself into your cells, right? It's like, oh, I just want that so bad, right? It becomes your drive. Like, I just want to feel that. I don't want to feel stressed about getting in traffic, or I don't want to feel stressed about getting clients. I don't want to feel stressed about whatever. So your dream life is meant to be, okay, I don't feel that anymore. I know that's what's stressing me out, and I don't have that in 5, 10 years because I have put those pieces together. Um, and so this sounds like, okay, but how do I break this down into like the next quarter? And we're going to get into that tomorrow. We're going to talk about breaking that down into what do you need to accomplish in the next year. So your homework tonight and to think about for tomorrow is, what do you want your life? What do you want in a year? Right? Year, the last quarter, where do you want to be, right? And remember, a lot can happen in a year, so don't over wish, but don't under wish either, right? Anything can happen. So I mean, I set up my first massage business in like 3 weeks, not kidding, and I was in the black within 3 months. um, I didn't even know a year before that I had put that whole dream on hold. I had no idea. And so you have no idea what can happen in a year. So think about, okay, where do you want to be? And then we're going to break down tomorrow that into the 4 quarters. What do you need to hit per quarter? And then we're going to break it the next day. We're going to take that quarter and be like, okay, what does that look like, right? What does that look like for this quarter? And what you need to focus on, because then you only need to focus on this quarter, and you only need to focus on this month and this week and this day. And then you take that stress out, because I get it. Like most clients that come to me to work with me, their problem is not them. They know what they want. When I ask them, the first question I ask every client is, what do you, don't think about it. First thing comes to mind. Paint a picture of what you want your life to look like. And every single one of them, they originally come to me like, I don't know what I want. And then when I say that, they're like, well, what I want. And I'm just like, you know what you want, down to what you're wearing. But it's so daunting to have this big vision. I can't have it. That's so hard. There's so many obstacles. But when you break it down into smaller chunks, you're only overcoming this obstacle, like only overcoming this fear and this doubt at one at a time. And then as you overcome it and you build your confidence, like, hey, look what I did. I didn't know I could do that. I'm so cool. I could try the next thing and the next thing. And all of a sudden you built up the muscle of, I can try hard things. I can succeed and faster. So I love this. I'm sorry, I can go on about this way of planning. As you can see, I'm very passionate. I strongly encourage you to try it. It's going to be a lot of work up front. Not insert, like, it's just going to be a lot of thinking of what you have to do. But once you break it down into the days, think about it. Like, you might have to adjust what you get done a day. Like, maybe one day you get so sick you can't do the day's work, right? But it's going to be 1, 2, 3 things a day. So you do the work up front, and you're no longer going, what do I need to do? I don't know what to do. I'm so stuck. You can always go back and look at this and adjust it and be like, okay, now that goal didn't happen, or I changed my mind. I'm going to change this goal, and I'm just going to redo it, and now I'll be back on track. So yeah, so download this. I love it. I love it. So I hope you guys love it. If you have any questions, I'm in here. This is your sacred space in here. So y'all, if you have questions, if you need help, if you need encouragement, post in here. I will coach you through it. I will answer your questions, anything. This is what I want this group to be. So anyway, I hope y'all have a great day, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.